NICO here with your Pathwatchers report for the incoming wave that is here to stay for all populations, articulated and illuminated by the Tower and once again the Sun. We see a massive displacement in the works. Please remember to observe these energies responsibly. The return to purity, innocence, and the true natural course of the path is happening now. The energies articulated by the Sun begin to oust the artificial and distorted experiences of the everyday. This may feel unsettling if there is a particularly strong attachment to a circumstance that is not in the highest interest of all concerned. This ousting and replacing will be creating and attracting new experiences of true matches, upgraded models, and more occurrences in alignment with higher levels of the self, in conjunction with the lower self. It is not the separate dualistic experience of the old way of lower self versus higher self, ego versus soul, and turn-taking. It's all at once. That is the Tower. Let go of attachments to narratives, scripts, and white whales. Remember, the Tower only feels forceful and shocking because it is a removal and release of that which must go, but may be affixed or attached in such a way that it was in resistance to the natural progression. A gentle release brings a peaceful exchange of eventualities. Higher eventualities. Some stories, recent and not so recent, will be dismantled and concluded without any resolution that appeals to the conditioned ego, and some will be dismantled and dissolved without any resolution at all. Take care when interacting with others who may be struggling to integrate those experiences. If the lower mind begins to feel unstable due to these shifts, take a step back. Command the lower reactive levels. Stop talking. Stop thinking. Stop mystery solving. Align with the higher self. Investigate the new. Don't dissect the old. Connect. The alternative paths being presented this week are better. All beings are being brought back to their through line or connecting theme, course, and trajectory of their spiritual evolution. Depending on your generation, vibration, and level of consciousness, the experience and means by which these experiences take place may vary. This is a gratuitous grace for all. Some are arriving at outcomes through an accelerated boost opportunity. Some are arriving in timelines that were always their through line after extended periods of detours and off-roading. Some are arriving at their through line for the first time since birth in this incarnation. Enjoy it. Take care. Well, Aries, now that we are done looking at the incoming wave that's going to be affecting everyone this week, let's see how this wave is going to be playing out in a lot of your spaces. Don't forget, if you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can always open up the down bar below and follow the links there. Patreon people, a new live chat with me and my friend Rose is going to be on Sunday the 15th at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be talking about careful co-creation and what we can do to better protect our energies and also just, create better experiences for ourselves, especially as things get a little topsy-turvy in the world. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. So what is going on when it comes to the archetypal themes of your week? What's the background energy look like for you? Well, I feel like with the archetypal themes of the Hanged Man, we're definitely seeing this need to start maybe actually hanging some things up, no pun intended. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are quitting, but it could be a necessary sacrifice of compromise in a lot of different areas. Remember, this is behind all energies, all experiences of this week. A lot of the times the Hangman will show up when we might be trying to do too many things at once. We are maybe attempting to try and accomplish too many goals, or perhaps an intention, an outcome, or a desire is set up like a house of cards. Everything is entangled, our energies are dispersed, and we're not necessarily allowing everything to take on a life of its own. Everything hinges on the survival of another, and we need to start pulling back. We need to be strengthening the individual lives of their own, our creations, our manifestations, and our experiences have. And the Hangman upright is going to be showing you this week where things are going to be having their best chance, getting your full attention now, and where some things you're giving too much attention to need to be maybe having a pin in them for a moment. In fact, with the Hangman upright, the necessary sacrifice is not about always sacrificing or purging things for good, but knowing what needs to come first, what needs to come later, and how do we actually allow ourselves to have the highest outcome for all concerned without trying to cram so many things into one outcome or into one potential experience. You know, you can't have 7 people walk abreast through a door that's 4 feet across. It does not work. And so this is a week where there's a lot of reorganizing going on. And I think that based on the, incoming wave we talked about, this is ultimately for the best. You could be also deciding to give up a lot of obligations that you don't want to have. We don't necessarily have to sacrifice always the things that we want. We can always just choose not to martyr ourselves for the things that we don't want. For the news and arrivals, what's coming in? Well, we have the Two of Cups in reverse, and it does look like maybe a partnership, a collaboration, or maybe a group effort that you are currently committed to or trying to get off the ground does have some divergence that needs to be ironed out. In a lot of cases, especially what I'm getting this time, the Two of Cups reverse is indicating that more than one party here is attempting to get something done that is kind of going against the purposes or maybe the goal or the needs of the other. Now, I'm not sensing hostility here. I'm not sensing people trying to hurt each other, but it's a moment where you have, you're holding hands and you're walking down the road, and now we come to a crossroads. And we have to decide which road to go down. Now, with the Two of Cups in reverse, the answer is always very simple. This situation just needs to be cleared up. If both people walked down that road always intending to go down left or right, and none of the other parties knew what was going on, now is the time to be crystal clear. Because I am seeing with the news and arrivals of the Two of Cups reversed, this can easily be turned right side up. But we have to confront where too much information, too many ideals, too many agendas were basically compartmentalized from the wrong people. And this news will come in a way that could be frustrating, but I think that we will be able to make it work. As we get to materials and we get to business, we have the King of Cups upright. And we do have support coming your way. In fact, the King of Cups, I feel, is basically your backup. This King of Cups usually shows up as somebody who is there as not only a support, but a very loving, a very loyal, and of course a very dutiful friend and compatriot and companion. This could be somebody who is actually securing a wonderful opportunity for you, not for themselves. This King of Cups is not involved in the Two of Cups reversed kind of energy. I'm not feeling that at all. In fact, this could be a gift. This is something that is perfectly aligned. The King of Cups is in alignment with you, and you are in alignment with him, which means the gift to you is a gift to him. And what we see here is not only a strong alliance being created and formed, but also a nurturing of an ideal or a goal that maybe you don't need to lose a friend or a partner or a collaborator with the Two of Cups reversed here. We just have to change who is doing what and what for. And this can also, yes, of course, spell wonderful opportunities in money and business, because if the King of Cups upright says a win for you is a win for him, this could be excellent for a job circumstance or maybe even an opportunity for new liquidity to be flowing in your way. As we get to love and relationships, however, we do have the Five of Wands upright. And it does look like there may be some competitive needs that need to be addressed this week. With the Five of Wands, the competitive energy, I feel, is non-aggressive. It's not that anyone is actually trying to hurt each other, but it does feel like at some point we can't just be sporting. And with the Five of Wands upright, I'm definitely feeling that a partner could be attempting to throw things on the table for this relationship that ultimately do displace certain things that we want, or maybe certain things that are already a part of the big picture. Some of these things I think are actually going to be quite nice and quite positive. Some of them maybe not so much. And you yourself may also find yourself in an argumentative place with your partner, but don't take the argument personally. We all want to be here. We just need to know how to discuss where things happen next. Because what I'm seeing with the Five of Wands, yes, we are displacing a norm in our life. We are displacing a regular inclusion in this life with a different model, very much like the incoming wave. Not everyone feels comfortable when that's happening, but it may be necessary. The same can apply for those of you who are dating but are not necessarily in a serious coupling right now. The Five of Wands upright could indicate possibly a displacement of somebody that you are maybe interested in, somebody you have a crush on, or even somebody you have been seeing. The Five of Wands is indicating be open to this competition for now, because this could actually be something you're supposed to have in order to make a more informed decision later. In fact, with the Five of Wands upright, this is a sign that maybe, once again, our energies are dispersed. We're attracting too many divergent things because maybe our ideals need to be crystallized further for our highest experience. Don't worry, you can do it. So that's your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you ever wish to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.